Am I clearly visible and audible to you people? Someone confirm me in the chat box if I'm clearly visible and audible to you people. Give me a thumbs up in the chat box fast, those who are listening. Okay, yeah, thanks Ajay. Thanks for confirmation. Thank you very much. So I welcome you all for this session also. A very good evening to all of you. And I am Dr. Priyanka Sachdev here, Medical Entrance Educator on Unacademy. So today I am here to take a session on IBQs for FMG. Daily we will do it judiciously. Daily means daily. Daily from 4:15 p.m. to 5:15 p.m. in the evening for 1 hour. We will be discussing at least 10 or more than IBQs daily. I will start from pathology. In the next 10 days, I will try to finish entire pathology, including hematology, systemic pathology, and general pathology also. All images of pathology. Then I will start with microbiology. For the next 6-7 days or 10 days in approx, we will cover microbiology also. In pharmacology, there are not much image-based questions. After that, from medicine or some other subject from PSM, we will take the images. So daily we will discuss more than 10 images at this time judiciously. I am going to take separate session for PYQs also. Daily we will discuss 10 or more PYQs from your past year questions. So day by day your PYQs will be done like a fun. You will not know. Done. Okay. Thanks for your feedback, Rahul. So let me start. So today I am starting with pathology IBQs for you people. Done. In pathology today I have selected a system CVS and blood vessel. Daily we will take one system and finish all the IBQs, image based questions based from that system, particularly that system. So what will be my pattern of teaching? Can you see on your gadgets you have a raise a hand feature? Raise a hand. Do you know how to use it? How to use it? Give me a thumbs up if you already know how to use that feature. Everyone give me a thumbs up. So I will show you a question. I will read that question for you. I will show you the image of that question. Then I will ask you the question. Listen, okay. Okay, Catherwell, can you see raise a hand? Raise a hand feature. So there is a raise a hand feature given to you. So you have to send me the request. If you know the answer, you have to send me the request. I will accept your request. If you send me the request, of course, I will accept you immediately. Then whatever you say now, everyone can listen. Those who are attending the class, including me also. So it will be like a real classroom. We all can hear your voice. So whatever who will send me the request, just send me a raise a hand request. Now, if every one of you will send me, I cannot accept the request. It is only for subscribers, is it? You can't see it. Okay, let it be then. Then we will launch in the form of polls only. Is it only for subscribers? Okay, done. I'm sorry, I was not knowing this thing. Okay. So let it be. We will launch in the form of polls only, and we can communicate via chat only. Okay, done. So this is the first image. This is the first IBQ in front of you. Done. So let me read the image. Let me see the image, explain the image. Then let me ask the question to you. Question is, what is the diagnosis? What is the diagnosis? You can see two images in this question. Done. There is a histology image. The first image is histology, HNE, and the second image is Congo red. Congo red image. You know where Congo red is given. When Congo red is given, only one diagnosis is there. That you have to tell me. So it is a histology of left ventricular myocardium. So it is a histological image of heart of an 83-year-old male. 83-year-old male is there who is having a long history of congestive heart failure. The man is dead. We have done the autopsy of the man, and on autopsy the left ventricular myocardium was thickened and it was having a waxy cut surface. So we have taken the slide of it. This is the slide, and for the same slide we have done Congo red. This is the Congo red of it. So what is your diagnosis? What is your diagnosis? Please write down in the chat box what is your diagnosis. Very important question. It can be asked in multiple ways. It is not the thing that only this image can be given based on this question. Many images can be given. No, it is not coagulated necrosis, Yash. And yes, Dhruvin, you are right. No, Katibal, it is not myocardial infarction. It is not restrictive cardiomyopathy. Yes, Kathy Cake and Ruthwig are right. You all are right. The correct answer here is amyloidosis. Now, what are the clues given in the question? There are two major clues given in the question. Number one, there are three clues. Age of the patient. See, 83-year-old male. So, an old man is there, old. Number two, left ventricular myocardium is thickened. लेकिन thickened to restrictive cardiomyopathy में भी हो सकता है. The cut surface is waxy. Why the cut surface will be waxy? Why the cut surface is waxy? And the third clue is Congo red. The biggest clue here is Congo red. Can you see? Can you see what I can see in the image? Have I drawn the image separately? No. In this image only you have to see in this image, the first image. See, can you see? These are the myocytes, and between the myocytes, between two adjacent myocytes, you can see a pink color material filled. Appreciate that pink color material. Okay, I will zoom it for you. I will try to zoom it out for you. Let me fix the frame. Okay. Try to appreciate this thing. Try to appreciate between two adjacent myocytes, this thing. Something is filling between the adjacent cells. So it is not intracellular thing. It is present extracellularly between two adjacent myocytes. Can you see this thing, something light pink color. And when I am doing the Congo red of the same thing, let me zoom again. Let me show you the same thing again. When I am doing the Congo red of the same thing, then that pillar will become apple green color. Between the cells, it becomes apple green color. Apple green color is only amyloid on Congo red. So that is the biggest clue given. So on HNE, it is pink color, and on Congo red, it is apple green color. Apple green color. The same thing on HNE looks pink. When you do Congo red of the same slide, whatever pink thing is there get converted into apple green color. It confirms it is amyloid. So that is only confirmatory test for amyloid. It is amyloid deposition. Now after every image for 5 minutes, I will show you the image. I will tell you the answer. The answer here is amyloidosis. In the next 2 or 3 minutes, I will give you a detailed description of the amyloidosis also. So any other image can come, you can track that also. It is not the thing कि सिर्फ यही वाला image आएगा amyloidosis और ये तो याद हो गया. It is not the thing. So amyloidosis होता क्या है? Very few students knows it. What is the disease? What is amyloidosis? It is a very important disease. Actually, amyloidosis, correct answer. Okay, one more question based on it. Same question, same image. One more question. After that, I will teach you amyloidosis. Don't worry. So see, same image, but the question is different. See the 4 options. Now, see the same question. I'm not asking it is amyloidosis. It is amyloidosis. It is amyloid protein. It is already given in the question. Now, which type of amyloid it is? Which type of amyloid? Same question is there. Read the question. 83-year-old male, autopsy, left ventriculum is thickened. On histopathology, it is amyloidosis. Which type of amyloid protein it is there? And image is given to you. So you should know the various types of amyloid. Is it AA? Is it AL? Is it kappa chain? Is it beta 2 microglobulin? It is transthyretin. No, it is not AA. Anyone else? What it is? What it is? You all are wrong here. Unfortunately, why? I have launched the poll. Mark the correct answer. See the 4 options A, B, C, D. Mark the correct one. Ushrir, June and Rahul are first to answer it correctly. The correct answer is transthyretin. The correct answer here is D. Okay, I will explain you. So you people don't know about the various types of amyloidosis. You don't know about amyloidosis. So in the next 3 or 4 minutes, I will give you explanation about the amyloidosis. What is amyloidosis? Listen, amyloid is an abnormal protein. You know, these are the cells. Whole human body is made up of cells. From head to toe, we are made up of cells. So all our organs are made up of cells. This is any organ. This can be liver, this can be heart, this can be kidney, this can be any organ. So amyloid is the abnormal protein which get deposited extracellularly. It is not intracellular. It is extracellular deposition of the abnormal protein. So amyloid is the abnormal protein. What is the abnormality? Why it is abnormal protein? Because of there are 3 structures in protein: primary, secondary and tertiary. There is some abnormality in the secondary structure because of which it becomes insoluble. It becomes insoluble. No, it is insoluble. That's why it will get deposited extracellularly and it will put pressure on the cells. It will put pressures on the cell so that this organ will damage. This organ will damage because of that pressure. The cell will not function properly, organ will not function properly, and multiple organ failures are there. It can deposit in any organ. It can deposit in heart, it can deposit in liver, it can deposit in kidney, it can deposit in any soft tissue. So amyloidosis of any organ is possible. Just understand what is amyloidosis. Basically, समझ में तो आना चाहिए ना, होता क्या है? What is it? Yes or no? So that is the thing. So that is amyloidosis, in which abnormal amyloid protein is deposited extracellularly. Amyloid is an abnormal protein in which there is alteration in the secondary structure, which imparts it in soluble form, because of which it becomes insoluble. Now, what is the structure of amyloid? What is the structure? There are 2 structures, physical and chemical. Let me tell you physical structure. In physical structure, you can see these are fibril proteins. The lambe, these are elongated fibril proteins. These are elongated fibril proteins, and you can see this is the smaller component is known as P component. So fibril proteins and P component, it is like that. This is the structure. This is the structure. Okay, let me move ahead. Let me tell you the chemical structure of amyloid. Now, chemically, either it is AL or AA or others. others में बहुत सारे आ जाएंगे, transtherin others में आएगा. There are 5 or 6 names in the others. So you have to learn all types. So second question was based on types. What is AL? A is amyloid, L is light chain. A is amyloid. Second A is associated, amyloid associated. I will tell you both. Listen, AL and AA, just understand that. What is AL? Listen, actually what is happening now, you know, if a person is having, it is AL type now, okay. If a person is having plasma cell myeloma, plasma cell dyscrasia or multiple myeloma, just suppose if the person is having multiple myeloma or plasma cell dyscrasia, then the B lymphocytes will become abnormal. B lymphocytes form plasma cells now, they become abnormal, and plasma cells form antibody. Antibody have a light chain and have a heavy chain. 2 light chains and 2 heavy chains. Here, antibody, the plasma cells become abnormal and they will form only light chain. They will not form heavy chain. They will form only light chain. Because of multiple myeloma or plasma cell dyscrasia, the B cells become monoclonal, they become abnormal, they will form abnormal plasma cells. These abnormal plasma cells will form only light chain. They will not form heavy chain. Heavy chain is absent. So only light chain is there. So what will happen? A macrophage will come and try to degrade this antibody because it is abnormal protein now. It is only light chain. Heavy chain is missing. Heavy chain is absent. So macrophage will try to degrade it, to ingest it, but it is not degradable. It is partially degraded. It is not completely degraded. So whatever remaining is there, the remaining light protein after partial degradation is known as AL protein, amyloid light chain. Give me a thumbs up. This is how amyloid light chain is formed. This is how amyloid light chain is formed. Give thumbs up everyone, otherwise ask your doubt. So please, so in B cell lymphoma, multiple myeloma, plasma cell dyscrasia, plasma cells become abnormal. They will form only light chain. They will not form heavy chain. Light chains are of 2 types, kappa and lambda. So usually they will form kappa. Light chain means भी kappa बनाएंगे. And partial degradation of this kappa chain in the macrophages occur, and it will lead to AL formation. AL, amyloid light chain. Everyone give me a thumbs up. Everyone. Done. Coming on the second type, how AA is formed. So AL बनाने के लिए the first thing to be there is multiple myeloma or plasma cell dyscrasia or B cell lymphoma should be there for having AL type of amyloid. Coming on the second type of amyloid is AA. AA occurs in any chronic inflammation. Just suppose tuberculosis, any neoplasia, any tuberculosis. Milind, that's what I am telling you. So there should be an initial trigger. Initial trigger should be there. Here for AL, the trigger is plasma cell dyscrasia, and for AA, the initial trigger is any chronic inflammation. There is a list of chronic inflammation. If the person is having any chronic inflammation, just suppose very commonly the person is having tuberculosis. Just suppose. So tuberculosis is a chronic inflammation. In all chronic inflammation, macrophages got activated. So in tuberculosis also macrophages will get activated. They will secrete interleukin 1 and 6. So this interleukin 1 and 6 will go to the liver cells, hepatocytes, and inside hepatocytes they will trigger up the secretion of a protein, the formation and secretion of a protein known as serum associated protein. Normally this protein is absent inside me, absent inside you. If we have some chronic inflammation like tuberculosis, rheumatoid arthritis, any chronic inflammation in the body, then this SAA will come in our blood. So because in chronic inflammation, macrophages secrete interleukin 1 and 6, and that will cause the secretion of this serum associated protein. And this is abnormal protein. Again, a macrophage will try to degrade it, but only partial degradation of this is leading to AA formation, amyloid associated protein, AA. So there are 2 types of amyloid, AL and AA. These are the 2 major type of amyloids. Coming on others ke liye, this is the list. I will read the list once and come on the second IBQ. Listen, I can't tell you the detail of everything, no? So this is the list of others. You have to learn the list. You have to learn the list. You can't escape it. You can't escape it. Done. So listen, yes, both of these causes systemic amyloidosis, right, Roman? Right. So A beta 2 microglobulin, A beta 2, A is amyloid. Beta 2 microglobulin is the precursor from which it is formed. Like AL is formed from light chain, A is from serum associated protein, right? So in the same way, beta 2 microglobulin ka partial degradation will lead to A beta 2 microglobulin formation. In which patients? What is the trigger here? Trigger is hemodialysis. Imagine a patient in which both kidneys are failed.
Chronic renal failure is there, bilateral chronic renal failure is there, kidney is not functional. What you will do? You will put the patient on dialysis. Repeated dialysis is there. Due to repeated dialysis, inside this patient beta-2 microglobulin is formed and it will lead to the formation of an amyloid known as A beta-2. So here the trigger is hemodialysis. In the question always there will be a hemodialysis. Give me a thumbs up. Give me a thumbs up. Coming on the next one, AA to ho gaya. Coming on the third one, there is a senile cardiac amyloidosis. So the patient is old. In our question, 83-year-old male was there. Remember the question. So an old patient with a cardiac issue. Our patient was having left ventricular hypertrophy. So our old patient with a chronic cardiac issue, chronic hypertrophy of the ventricle. It will lead, this is the trigger, it will lead to the formation of an abnormal protein known as transthyretin, from which ATTR type of amyloid is formed. Amyloid TTR is transthyretin, ATTR. Give me a thumbs up. So this is the trigger. In this table, this is your trigger. What is your trigger? What is leading to the abnormal? This is abnormal protein, because of the partial degradation of which this type of amyloid is formed. So you should know all three things: trigger, abnormal protein and amyloidosis. I will come on the old image again, don't worry. Done. Give me a thumbs up. Next trigger is Alzheimer's disease. You know, chronic dementia. If any question coming to you with the Alzheimer's disease, patient is having Alzheimer's disease, inside which abnormal protein is formed, known as A beta precursor protein, which lead to A beta. Don't get confused between the two. A beta 2 अलग है, A beta अलग है. A beta 2 माइक्रोग्लोबुलिन अलग है जो हीमोडायलिसिस में होगा. A beta अलग है जो अल्जाइमर में होगा. क्रिस्टल क्लियर बोल रही हूं मैं, सेम क्रिस्टल क्लियर. डोंट गेट कंफ्यूज्ड. एग्जामिनर विल ट्राई टू कंफ्यूज यू. सो अल्जाइमर का क्वेश्चन देखिए, ऑप्शन में A beta 2 भी होगा, और हीमोडायलिसिस का क्वेश्चन देखिए, आंसर में A beta भी होगा ऑप्शंस में. So don't get confused. A beta 2 microglobulin in hemodialysis. A beta and Alzheimer. Give me a thumbs up. Give me a thumbs up fast. Next is spongiform encephalopathy. A prion is formed. Medullary carcinoma of thyroid. A calcitonin is formed. Amyloid calcitonin. Type 2 diabetes. AIAPP is formed. So that is how these are the various types of amyloid. Now see this question. This is question number 2. Based on that question only. So see this question. In this, your patient is senile. The patient is senile. The patient is having cardiac issues since years. He is having left ventricular myocardium and he is having a waxy cut surface. The waxy cut surface is indicating he is having amyloidosis. The first slide is indicating pink color and the second is indicating apple green color. It is typically indicating the patient is having amyloidosis. So it is not dialysis patient, it is not spongiform patient, it is not medullary carcinoma, it is not diabetes, no other trigger is given, not plasma cell dyscrasia, not chronic inflammation. So it will go with transthyretin. It will go with senile cardiac issue. Give me a thumbs up, everyone. So the correct answer here is transthyretin. If in the question dialysis is mentioned anywhere, the patient is on chronic dialysis since 5 years, 10 years, whatever, due to bilateral renal failure, my answer will be C. My answer will be C. If in the question the patient is having plasma cell dyscrasia is mentioned, or the patient is having multiple myeloma is mentioned, my answer will be kappa light chain. If in the question the patient is having some chronic disease like TB, like rheumatoid arthritis is mentioned, my answer will be AA type of protein. So depending what is the trigger mentioned in the question, I will mark the answer. Give me a thumbs up. Image of all amyloid is same. It is not necessary different amyloid have different image. Image तो यही आएगी, question अलग-अलग आएंगे, answer अलग-अलग होंगे, image तो यही आएगी. Give me a thumbs up. Always whenever you get Congo red in the image and apple green color in Congo red, it is amyloidosis. Should I come on second IBQ? Are you people there? So the first question and second question also, I have covered 2 questions there. One on amyloidosis. Give me a thumbs up, everyone. Those who are listening, I want thumbs up from each and every of you. Each and every. So this is the second IBQ in front of you. Second IBQ is also based on amyloidosis. I will move it further. Just see, read the question, what it is. So, okay, I will help you in reading. During the elective surgery to repair the inguinal hernia, I am the surgeon. I was doing the surgery of a 50-year-old male. The surgery was very simple. The patient was having inguinal hernia. Patient was diabetic, and I was doing the surgery. I was very sure, okay, it is a simple hernia surgery. I will finish it in half an hour or 1 hour. But suddenly during surgery, patient developed arrhythmia intraoperatively, and my anesthesiologist cannot control it, and patient dead. Patient is dead despite of our efforts. Unfortunately, patient is dead. It happens. So you have done the autopsy. The relatives have were given you ki why your patient is dead. It was a simple hernia surgery. Why it is dead? You have done the echo also before surgery, and you have said heart is absolutely all right. Why the patient developed arrhythmia during the surgery? Is it your fault? So you have to prove no, it is not my fault. So you will order an autopsy. Of course, it will happen. So autopsy reveals a enlarged heart. So in autopsy, we have taken out the heart. The heart is enlarged, and the microscopic of the myocardium with Congo red is shown here. Can you see? This is the Congo red image. So typically Congo red image is shown here under polarized light. What you can see, please appreciate this apple green color. I have to mark this apple green color here. This is apple green bifringes, beach me. Can you see this apple green bifringes? So typically it is a case of amyloidosis. Patient is having cardiac amyloidosis. Patient is having cardiac amyloidosis. Give me a thumbs up, everyone. Yes, the correct answer here is D. Yes, it is an easy question. So please appreciate this apple green. Typically apple green word we use karna hai for this amyloidosis. Done. So should I move on the next image? This is the next image in front of you. Let me see. This is the next image in front of you. Just a second. Okay, let me show you the image separately. This is the image. So let me read the question. Take the clues from the question. What it is image? It is from the heart. Which portion of the heart? Which portion from the heart? This image is. This portion of the heart. So yes, you have read the question also. You have told the answer also. Okay, you are very fast. Let me read the question for others. So this is the wall of the heart. I can see the chorda tendineae here. Can you see this is chorda tendineae? So identify it is the myocardium. The thickness of the myocardium is showing it is left ventricle. It is very thick now. So only left ventricle is the thickest chamber. So this is left ventricle and this is the wall. And I can see it is a bicuspid wall. It is a bicuspid wall. So maybe it is mitral wall. So you have to identify the portion of the heart. So it is a mitral wall given here in the image. Have you identified? How you have identified? I have told you the approach also. See the thickness of the ventricle here. See chorda tendineae is there. So and see two cusp are there. So left ventricle में wall है तो कौन सी होगी जो कि bicuspid होगी? It is mitral wall. So let me read the question for you now. A 45-year-old woman is there, have worsening orthopnea. You know orthopnea is dyspnea on lying down. When the patient is lying down for sleeping, patient is having difficulty in breathing. So patient is having orthopnea. What is the diagnosis? Those who are saying A also, B also, C also. What is the diagnosis? Write the diagnosis. Yes, you are right. Anyone else? What is the diagnosis? Okay, patient develops orthopnea and patient is unable to tolerate any exercise. She cannot do any exercise. She is having difficulty in swallowing also. On physical examination, she has a cardiac murmur and she is afebrile. She is not having fever. She is having cardiac murmur. She is having murmur. The gross examination, she is dead. She is dead. We have done the autopsy. On autopsy, this is the gross of the heart. This is the gross of the heart. So what is the underlying cause of the death? Is it group A beta hemolytic streptococcus infection? Is it uncontrolled diabetes because of which the patient is dead? Is it congenital anomaly some patient is having or that is leading to the death of the patient? Or is it Staphylococcus aureus infection? Yes. So some of you are saying A, B, C. All three options are you have said already. No, it is not a congenital anomaly. The correct answer here is A. The diagnosis is it is rheumatic heart disease. See the first image also. What you can see. Very clear image. There should be no doubt in this question. See what you can see here. I can see this thing. Okay, let me mark with yellow color. I can see this thing. I can see this thing, this thing, this thing, this thing. So on the wall, I can see multiple small vegetations. So vegetations are shown here. So multiple small vegetations are there. Now vegetations, bottom hole appearance. I don't know how it is looking like bottom hole appearance. Typical vegetations are given here. Mithila. Here these are the vegetations. Let me erase it and show you again. Just a second. So can you see this vegetations here? Try to appreciate these vegetations. Now the images from Robbins. Typically the images from Robbins only. You can open the Robbins and check it out. So this is the vegetations given here. These are the vegetations of the heart on the mitral wall. These are the vegetations. Now only 4 diseases have vegetations. That is cardiac endocarditis. Yes. So what are the 4 causes of vegetations? You should know. And which is fitting here in this particular scenario? You should know. So here patient is having orthopnea because of left ventricular failure and mitral wall is involved, and patient is having cardiac murmur also. So it is typically rheumatic heart disease. And where the vegetations are present? Vegetations are present at the junction of the two walls. At the junction of the two walls. The location of the vegetation is also important. So it is nothing else than rheumatic fever or rheumatic heart disease. I will give you a brief review of it in just 2 minutes. I will not take the detail. What is rheumatic fever? What is rheumatic fever? Can you see? This is a person. This is the tonsil of a person. The two tonsils. The person got infection of group A beta streptococcal tonsillitis, pharyngitis. So patient is have group A beta streptococcus tonsillitis or pharyngitis. So okay, we all have this infection. It is very common bacteria which is causing tonsillitis in all of us and in children usually. Okay, so what the body will do? Body will form antibodies against the bacteria. These antibodies will kill the bacteria. It's okay. Bacteria is not doing anything. It is causing tonsillitis and antibodies is killing it. But what is the problem now? The problem is that 5 organs, that is heart, brain, skin, subcutaneous tissue and joint, 5 human organs have antigens on it. These antigens are similar to that of bacteria, somewhat similar. The name of the antigen is M protein. M protein. It is similar to that of bacteria. Can you see? Bacteria is also black color and these antigens are also black color. So these antibodies will get confused. They will act as auto-antibodies. These antibodies will consider these 5 organs as bacteria and they will hit the 5 organs. They will hit the 5 organs. So these antibodies cause 5 diseases in human. The diseases are not caused by bacteria. The diseases are caused by body's own immunity, own antibodies. So in heart, it will cause rheumatic heart disease or carditis or pancreatitis. In brain, it will cause chorea, Sindam's chorea. In skin, it will cause erythema marginatum. In subcutaneous tissue, it will cause subcutaneous nodules. And in joints, it will cause migratory arthritis. The 5 diseases together known as rheumatic fever. So rheumatic fever is the umbrella term containing these 5 diseases due to autoimmunity. Rheumatic heart disease is one of them. Give me a thumbs up, and all the events are due to group A beta streptococcus pharyngitis. Done. So in rheumatic heart disease, okay. So let me skip this portion. So in rheumatic heart disease, all the layers of the heart has 3 layers: endocardium, myocardium, pericardium. All 3 layers of the heart are involved. Endocarditis, myocarditis, pericarditis, that is there is pericarditis in rheumatic heart disease. So in the walls, there is vegetations, which is shown in your figure. So vegetations are formed over the walls, usually over the mitral wall. Mitral wall is most commonly involved. The vegetations are small. In our question, small vegetations were there. They were multiple. They are soft. They are sterile. Can you see these vegetations? Appreciate here. So can you see these vegetations? 4 diseases have vegetations. In rheumatic heart disease, in infective endocarditis, non-bacterial thrombotic endocarditis, Libman-Sec endocarditis. So these are the 4 differentials of our question. So answer among them is rheumatic heart disease based on the size, location of the vegetations. Done. So these are the vegetations. Can you see? These are the small vegetations. So most commonly it is seen on mitral wall. Mitral followed by aortic, followed by tricuspid, followed by pulmonary. We have 4 walls. So MATP, M-A-T-P is the mnemonic. M-A-T-P is the mnemonic. And vegetations are present at the junction of the cusp. So these are the 2 cusps of a wall. So vegetations will be present here on the junction, not on upper surface, not on lower surface, present at the junction. It is present at the junction. Can you see? This is how the diagram is given in our image also. So this is the vegetation at the junction, at the junction. So this is the vegetation at the junction, at the junction. Give me a thumbs up, everyone. So these all images are from Robbins. Any of them can come in your image, in your exam. It is not the thing, the image which I have put in the question. It is coming in your exam. Any of them can come in your exam. Give me a thumbs up. So that is about the vegetation. And in the endocardium, one more thing is there. A patch is formed in the left atria. There are 4 chambers in the heart. In the left atria, a patch is formed that is known as McCallum patch. Wrinkling occurs, McCallum patch. And in the myocardium, Ashkoff bodies are formed. I'm not going in the detail. Ashkoff bodies are formed in the myocardium. And in the pericardium, there is pericarditis, fibrinous pericarditis. That fibrinous pericarditis leads to bread and butter appearance. Okay, let me move to the next question. Let me move. I'm not going in detail. Warna usi mein time khatam ho jayega. Let me move to the next question. Just a second. So this is the question in front of you. Now you tell me, what is the cause of death? What is the cause of this illness? So it is group A beta hemolytic streptococcal infection, which is leading to rheumatic heart disease, which is leading to these vegetations which are present at the junction. These vegetations are present at the junction of the 2 cusps. These vegetations are multiple, small. These are present on bicuspid wall. Give me a thumbs up, everyone. Everyone give me a thumbs up.
Everyone. Okay, poll. You want poll from the next question. Okay, from the next question onwards, I will try to do so if I'm having a multiple choice question. Yes, so multiple choice question is in front of you. First, I will read the question, then I will launch the poll because the question is big. You will not be able to complete it in 15 seconds. So 70-year-old male is there, become dyspneic and lethargic. So whenever these two complaints are given simultaneously now, the diagnosis is crystal clear in your mind. What should be the diagnosis? Whenever there is dyspnea and lethargy both. Okay, I will explain you. First, let me read the question. Over the course of a day, in a single day patient was absolutely all right yesterday, and today only he is having two complaints, dyspnea and lethargy. Lethargy means fatigue. On physical examination, the blood pressure is slightly elevated. Yeah, it is markedly elevated, 160 by 110. Lab studies shows glucose is slightly elevated. Creatinine is normal. You can see on microscopic examination of the myocardium, this is the myocardium. This is the myocardium. So what blood test you will order for making the diagnosis in this woman? What blood test you would like to order in this scenario? Yes. So I have launched the poll. Those who are asking for the poll, honey, mark the correct answer. Make the diagnosis looking at the image. What is the diagnosis? And what is the correct answer based on the diagnosis? If you know the diagnosis, you can mark what test is there for the diagnosis. If it is diabetes, it should be hemoglobin A1C, HbA1c. If it is MI, myocardial infarction, it should be creatinine or LDH, whatever. If it is some lipid disorder, it should be cholesterol. It should be cholesterol or homocysteine if it is you're thinking of hypertension or something. So what is the disease? What is the diagnosis here? So Canio, Karthik and Vikram are first to answer it correctly. The correct answer here is B. The correct answer here is B. Done. Should I move ahead? Should I move ahead? What is the diagnosis? Diagnosis is MI. What is the diagnosis? The diagnosis is MI. So why? How you make the diagnosis? How you have made the diagnosis? What is given in the image? In the image, you can see the necrosis. Which type of necrosis? Yesterday, I have taught you the 5 type of necrosis. Which type of necrosis is it? You know the 5 type of necrosis: coagulative, caseous, colligative, fat, and fibrinoid. It is coagulative necrosis. So can you see the architecture is maintained, but cytoplasmic and nuclear details are lost. So can you see the architecture, but cytoplasmic nuclear details are lost. Only pink color necrosis is there. So I can see only necrosis. All around I can see only necrosis. Because of the necrosis, my diagnosis is crystal clear. It is myocardial infarction. Due to infarction in the coronary artery, there is obstruction in the coronary artery. So less blood supply to the heart. Now the clues given in the question, I'm not going in the morphological detail right now. It will take a lots of time. When I will teach you CVS, I will teach you all these details. But I would like to draw a diagram here. Okay. So this is the heart. These are the 4 chambers of the heart. This is the left side of the heart. This is the right side of the heart. This is the left ventricle. This is the left ventricle. So aorta comes out of the left ventricle. Done. So whenever this is the wall of the left ventricle, this is the wall of the left ventricle, and this is the coronary supplying the left ventricular wall. If there is obstruction in the coronary, so there is less blood supply to the wall. Because of less blood supply, there is necrosis. There is coagulative necrosis in the wall of the left ventricle. So this wall will become weak. So it will not do systole properly. This has to do systole and diastole. So systole will be weakened. So less blood will go in aorta. So less blood will go in all organs. That's why patient is presented with lethargy or fatigue, because all the organs, especially brain, getting less blood. Number 1. So where the blood is going, blood cannot move forward during systole. So it will move backward. From left ventricle to the left auricle. From left auricle, it will move via pulmonary vein. It will move to the lungs. You know, it is going to the lungs, and it will cause pulmonary edema there. That's why patient is presenting with dyspnea. So the 2 complaints given in the question is orthopnea, dyspnea, and lethargy. Whenever these 2 complaints given together, dyspnea and lethargy, diagnosis is straightforward: left ventricular failure. So no cause can be anything. Here, cause of left ventricular failure is MI. MI is due to ischemia. Ischemia is due to coronary artery obstruction. Give me a thumbs up. Ma'am, for MI, is it necessary? What is your question here? I'm not getting it right again. Is it necessary to have the pain? For MI, yes, it is necessary to have pain to a normal person, but the exception is a diabetic person. In diabetic person, there is diabetic nephropathy. So the nerves are damaged.
and the nerves are damaged, they will not carry the signal of the pain. So in diabetes patient, in diabetic nephropathy wala patient will have silent MI without pain. Done. That is my answer to you. Should I proceed ahead? Should I proceed to the next IBQ? Just give me 1 minute. So here, yeah, our question, the diagnosis is clear. Based on the image, you have made the diagnosis. It is showing only necrosis. Image is very simple. It is showing only necrosis. So necrosis ki basis pe diagnosis is MI. Diagnosis to MI hai, coagulative necrosis. MI mein what investigation you will order? Now there are 5 enzymes we can do in MI. These are the 5 enzymes. So we can do myoglobin, CPKMB, troponin, LDH or AST SGOT. Most sensitive among them is troponin. So if the option contains troponin, I was more happy. But option doesn't have troponin. So my second choice will be CPKMB. So options में CPKMB is given. So that's why I will go with CPKMB. Give me a thumbs up. Give me a thumbs up. These are the cardiac enzymes, cardiac markers. Yes. So I am going to the next IBQ. This is the next IBQ in front of you. Look at the image and see the options. It's a very easy question. It is very easy question. So a 72-year-old female is there having a neck mass, bump on the neck. I have operated. She was having a thyroid nodule. Goiter was there. I have operated it. I have taken it out. This is the slide. This is the slide. You can see the thyroid here. There is no abnormality in the thyroid. Thyroid is absolutely all right. But an incidental finding in the blood vessel. Can you see a blood vessel here? A artery. Incidental finding. What is this blue thing here? Blue thing here. Can you see something blue is there? Can you see? Let me zoom it out. Can you see something blue is there? What is it? Based on it, make the diagnosis. What is this blue thing? Yesterday, those who attended my yesterday's pathology lecture, they know what is this deep basophilic thing is there. What it is? Yes? What it is? Deep blue thing. It is calcium. Yes, Karthik. So calcium in the media. This is media. Now there are 3 layers. Na? Intima is there, media is there, and externa is there. So in the media, there is calcium deposition in the media. So the disease is known as, read the option. What is the disease known as? Let me launch the poll. You have 5 options here. Yes. What is the correct answer here? Who will tell me the correct answer? So yes, most of you are right. The correct answer is Montebug atherosclerosis. So it can ask like anyways. So it will always be an incidental finding. So you are doing surgery for some other thing and incidental finding is this. So Karthik, Harshita and Praveen are first to answer it correctly. Very good. The correct answer here is Monkey-bug atherosclerosis. Monkey-bug atherosclerosis. This is the next question in front of you. Read the question. I will be a little bit faster. So a patient is having high-grade fever. High-grade fever, it is a clue. It is a clue given in the question. From the past 3 days, young patient, 29-year-old male, become deleterious and he's having high fever. He is coming to the OPD with friends, not with parents. He's coming to the OPD with the friends. All the things will give you some clue. Physical examination reveals a cardiac murmur. He's having cardiac murmur. He's having splenomegaly and he's having fever. He's having fever. He's having splinter hemorrhages under the nails. Under the nail beds, he's having splinter hemorrhages in both the hands. You have done an echo. In echo, lesions are seen. This is the image. This is the image. Can you see the lesion here? Can you see the lesion here? What lesion you can see here, here, here? What is your diagnosis? What is your diagnosis? Make the diagnosis based on it. Can you make the diagnosis? What is the most likely diagnosis? Cause of the diagnosis, you can say. Okay. So let me launch the poll. You can write your answer in the form of the poll. Yes. Karthik, June and Piyush are first to answer it correctly. The correct answer here is B. The patient is an intravenous drug user. And what is the diagnosis? Karthik, what is the diagnosis? What is the diagnosis? You are first to answer now. What is the diagnosis? Yes, you all are right. The correct answer here is infective endocarditis. So patient is having infective endocarditis. Look at the image now. Again, vegetations are there. In the previous question also, I have shown you the vegetations. But those vegetations were small. These vegetations are large. Those vegetations were non-destructive. They were small like nodules. These are big, destructive. Even this one is looking like a purple. This one, see, I am erasing it, see it again. This one is looking like a purple. So big vegetations are there. They can cause purple also. And patient, the last patient was afebrile. Here the patient is having fever. So patient is having infection also. And patient is young. And patient is coming with a friend. So most commonly he has used some IV drugs. So IV drugs is very common in youngsters and especially in the friends. So in some bad company, he has used he is a chronic IV drug user, which is causing infection inside the patient. So because of chronically using the drugs via injection and he's not using some septic precautions, bacteria is entering inside the blood, bacteria is going in the heart, damaging the walls of the heart, creating vegetations there. So such vegetations are known as infective endocarditis vegetation. Give me a thumbs up. So the diagnosis here is infective endocarditis. The image is from Robbins. Any question can be framed from the same image. But if you learn the diagnosis, any question can be cracked. So this image is of infective endocarditis showing vegetations. The vegetations are big, they are destructive, they are perforating, they are present over the walls. Give me a thumbs up. Give me, this is a chorda tendineae. You can see, again, it is a ball. It is a ball. Can you see? It is a valvular area. It is the wall of the heart. It is a cuspid, one of the cusp of the wall. So correct answer here is B. Give me a thumbs up. I want thumbs up from everyone. Should I come on next IBQ? So let me skip the theory. Let me skip the theory so that I can come on the next IBQ. Just a second. So this is the next IBQ in front of you. Okay, it is a little bit difficult one. Little bit difficult one. What image is given? It is a CT scan, CT angiogram. CT angiogram in which contrast is given. It is CT angiogram in which contrast is given. So I will discuss 3 type of images in this IBQ series. Daily we will discuss. Now we will discuss some radiological images. We will discuss some microscopic images. We will discuss some gross images. So only 3 type of images will be coming in your exam. So I have discussed many microscopic images. Let me discuss some radiological images now. So the radiological images from CVS. So let me read the question. Yes, your diagnosis is right. Let me read the question first here. So 25-year-old male is there having a 2-year history of right leg pain. So something is problem with the right side. Something. Can you see? This is the heart. This is the heart. This is the heart here. This is the aorta. This is the aorta. What are the 2 branches of aorta? Ultimately, aorta divides in what 2 branches? Iliac arteries. So this is the right iliac artery here, and this is the left iliac artery. So some problem with the right iliac artery. Can you see here? Something. Can you see? This is the aorta, and this is the right iliac artery. And now the diagnosis is clear to you. This is the left. This is the right side of the patient. This is the left side. Always remember, this is the right side. By default, this is the right side. Patient is in front of you in lying position. You are looking at the patient from the foot end. So this is the right side and this is the left side. Patient is on CT machine, lying down, supine. With you are looking from the foot end. So this is the right side. Imagine like that. This is right side. This is left side. So right side is showing something. So now the diagnosis is clear to you, I guess, looking at the image. So patient is having right leg pain, which is worsening on walking. This is typically known as claudication. So pain in the right leg, which worsen on walking. This is typically known as claudication. On examination, his femoral and popliteal and tibial artery pulses are absent. So no pulses are present in the right leg. When you are palpating, the femoral pulse absent, temporal tibial pulse, popliteal pulse, they are absent, and cholesterol is 430. Patient cholesterol is 430, and cholesterol, HDL cholesterol is less, LDL is more. That is, bad cholesterol is more, good is less. This CT angiogram is sure. What is the key finding? What is the diagnosis? You all are right. The diagnosis is aneurysm. You know what is aneurysm? That is focal dilatation of a blood vessel. Because of this aneurysm, patient is having pain. And because of this aneurysm only, inside the aneurysm there is thrombosis. Thrombosis sets in the aneurysm. Blood flow is less here in the right common iliac artery. So less blood in the popliteal and tibial artery and femoral artery. So no pulses there. No pulses in tibial artery, popliteal artery and femoral artery because of thrombosis inside the aneurysm. Give me a thumbs up. So what is the underlying disease? Why atherosclerosis set in? Why? So this is a blood vessel. Why it got dilated focally? Focally it got dilated. Why? Because the wall of the blood vessel got weakened. That's why it got dilated focally. That is known as aneurysm. The reason for weakening, there are many reasons. One of the reasons is atherosclerosis. Now here in our patient, the cholesterol is raised. The bad cholesterol is raised. So bad cholesterol causing atherosclerosis, that is causing weakening of the wall, that is causing aneurysm, and inside the aneurysm there is thrombosis. That is explaining our finding. Give me a thumbs up. So all 3 questions are answered. So answer of the first question, it is aneurysm. Answer of the second question, what is the underlying disease? It is atherosclerosis leading to this aneurysm based on this particular clinical scenario. How does, you will explain the examination finding, how the pulses are absent, you will explain it. It is due to thrombosis. Give me a thumbs up, everyone. So do you know what is aneurysm? It is permanent abnormal dilatation of a blood vessel. It is like this. It is like this. It is like this. Can you see? And it is like this. And inside it, thrombosis set in inside the aneurysm, and it can rupture also. Thrombosis set in, it can rupture also. And classification I'm not teaching you. The most common cause of it is atherosclerosis. Done. Should I proceed ahead? Should I proceed ahead? It will not affect the heart, Dhruvan. There will be no effect in the heart, but if it rupture, it will be an emergency. If it is in a major blood vessel, no? If it rupture, it will bleed out. It will bleed out, it will be an emergency. Done. So next question, next IBQ in front of you. Again, an image-based question. So what is the image given here? Again, it is a digital subtraction angiography. So it is an artery angiogram in which we have injected contrast or dye inside the artery, not the vein. In the last question, we have injected dye in the vein. Here we have injected dye in the artery. It is digital subtraction angiogram in the artery. Contrast is injected inside the artery. You can see contrast is injected inside the artery. Let me read the question. Let me understand which artery it is. Then we will look at the image and make the diagnosis. So a 29-year-old male is there. It is always necessary to read the question first. So a 29-year-old male is there with a 2-month history of intermittent abdominal pain. Now this history is very important. Patient is not having continuous abdominal pain. Patient is having intermittent. कभी abdominal pain हो रहा है, कभी नहीं हो रहा है, हो रहा है, नहीं हो रहा है. So intermittent abdominal pain and fever, and also have elevated creatinine and BUN. So patients renal function are not good. So kidney is deteriorated because BUN is raised and creatinine is raised. So kidney and her ANCA and C-ANCA are negative. ANCA is negative, C-ANCA is negative. His superior mesenteric artery angiogram is shown. So what is the diagnosis? What abnormality you can see here? Look the angiogram. Okay, I will mark the abnormality for your ease. There are 2 red marks in the image. Those are the abnormality. 2 abnormality in this question. Can you see this red mark? This one I'm marking with yellow. So this is the abnormality here. And at multiple portions, the same abnormality is shown. The same abnormality is shown at multiple portions. You can see at multiple portions. The other abnormality here I'm marking with green. Can you see with red color? So you can see here, what it is. So 2 abnormalities are there. Look at the yellow, look at the green one. The yellow ones are microaneurysms, small aneurysms, and the green ones are obstructions. So multiple places, alternate obstructions and aneurysms are present. See again now. Can you see the aneurysms? Should I zoom it out or you can see it out? Okay, I will zoom it out. Just give me 1 second. I will zoom it out for you. Okay, now can you see? Okay, now you can see. Can you see? This is obstruction. This one is obstruction. Can you see a small line in between? This is dilated, this is dilated. In the center, it is obstructed. This is the obstruction. And can you see? This is the aneurysm here. This is the aneurysm. This is the aneurysm. These are real diagrams. These are from Robbins. So what is the diagnosis? So you can find obstruction here. You can find aneurysm here. Obstruction and aneurysm both. And this is superior mesenteric artery. And patient's 2 organs are gone. Number 1, GIT. Abdominal pain is there. Superior mesenteric artery mein problem hai. And renal artery mein problem hai. That's why kidney function is gone. So GIT ke superior mesenteric artery gayi or renal artery gayi. So which type of, it is a type of vasculitis, of course. You have got it. So it is a type of vasculitis. You should know the classification of vasculitis. So which type of vasculitis it is, in which these 2 arteries are gone. Superior mesenteric artery and renal artery. 2 arteries are gone. Yes, Ruthvi, you are very right. The correct answer here is PAN. It is PAN, polyarthritis nodosa. The correct answer here is PAN. So what is PAN? What is PAN? Do you know what is PAN? So what type of vasculitis it is? It is PAN. If you do the histology of this artery, what you will find? And which infectious disease will lead to this disease? PAN. Does PAN occurs due to some virus, some infection, some virus? Yes, hepatitis B virus increases the chances of having PAN. So hepatitis B virus. And on histology, what you will find, I will explain you. You know vasculitis. Let me give you 2 minutes on overall vasculitis. Many questions are coming on vasculitis. This year in NEET PG 2021, which was on 11th of September, a few days back, 3-4 days back only. In that 4 questions from vasculitis were coming. So it is a very hot topic. Many questions can come in your exam also. So let me give 2-3 minutes on this topic. I will explain you other types of vasculitis also. So based on the size of blood vessel, there are 3 types of vasculitis: large vessel, medium vessel, and small vessel. Medium vessel and small vessel. So large vessel, medium vessel, and small vessel. Large, medium, and small. So large is only two. Temporal, also known as giant cell arthritis. This year NEET PG question was on temporal and another question was on Takayasu. So 2 questions were there, one on temporal, one on Takayasu. Done. So these were the total 4 questions were there. ये दो थे. So temporal arthritis, giant cell arthritis, and Takayasu arthritis. Done. So these are the 2 large cell. Medium is also 2. Pan and Kawasaki. Pan and Kawasaki. And small blood vessel में there are 2 types. ANCA positive कि ANCA negative. ANCA positive कि ANCA negative. If it is ANCA positive, ANCA is of 2 types, T ANCA and C ANCA. Which ANCA? So only Wagner is C ANCA. And rest 3, that is Church-Strauss, microscopic pan, these are P ANCA. So Wagner is C ANCA. You have to learn it. And non-ANCA associated are many, you can learn by your own. So HS purpura is one of them, in which the 3rd question of this year NEET PG was there. And 4th was on, I guess, on pan. So 4 questions were there in this NEET year PG. I have done the analysis also for those students. Those who have attended my analysis, they may be knowing. Done. So that is the thing. So vasculitis का ये overall तुम्हें distribution you have to learn. And what is ANCA? ANCA is, what is the full form of ANCA? The full form of ANCA is anti-cytoplasmic, anti-neutrophilic cytoplasmic antibody. Neutrophil के against है, anti-neutrophilic cytoplasmic antibody ANCA ANCA. What is P ANCA and C ANCA? C is cytoplasmic and P is perinuclear. So this is a cell. This is the nucleus of a neutrophil. It is multilobated. You know it is multilobated. So antibodies can be present anywhere in the cytoplasm. It is cytoplasmic. If antibodies are present near nucleus, perinuclear, it is known as P ANCA. So 2 type of ANCA, P ANCA and C ANCA. Have you got it? Pan is a medium blood vessel vasculitis, in which it usually occurs along with hepatitis B infection, which was there in our question. Hepatitis B infection. 2 arteries are involved. Renal artery most commonly involved, which was involved in our question. That's why creatinine is raised. Directly renal artery involved ऐसा नहीं दिया है. In our question, it is given creatinine is raised and BUN is raised. That is why, because creatinine renal artery is involved, and other arteries may usually abdominal arteries, that is mesenteric arteries are involved, but never lung. Lung is never involved in PAN. This is a negative finding that you have to learn out. Morphologically, there will be necrosis inside the blood vessel wall. If you take out, make a slide of it, you will find the necrosis inside it. So you can see the necrosis here, the pink color necrosis. Which type of necrosis? Who will tell me? Yesterday only I have told you this. The 5 type of necrosis are there: coagulative, collicative, caseous, fat, and fibrinoid. Out of these 5, which one is occurring in the wall of a blood vessel? Those who have attended my last lecture, they may answer it, otherwise I will slap you. Yes, you all are right. The correct answer here is fibrinoid. So this is an example of fibrinoid necrosis. It occurs in the wall of a blood vessel. You can see again here like a ribbon, like a pink ribbon is there. So fibrinoid necrosis is there. So this is my 3 questions were there. 3 questions I have asked. So that MCQ is over. Coming on the next question, IBQ number 9. This is the next question in front of you. The image is given to you. Again, a question based on vasculitis. Many questions are coming nowadays on vasculitis. So this is the image. A very big clue marked by this black mark is given in the image. You can see black mark क्या indicate कर रहा है. Okay, let me read the question first. 67-year-old female is there. Sorry, male is there. 67-year-old male is there. 1 month history of fever, malaise, and myalgia, and 2 kg weight loss, and headache. On examination, there is a temporal tenderness. Temporal, you know, temporal reason, this reason. So temporal tenderness on palpation. And if you feel here, you feel a bruit. You know what is bruit? So you are feeling, when you put your finger here, so there is an artery. So that artery is inflamed, and you are hearing a bruit. And his ESR is 86. His temporal artery biopsy is done. There is temporal artery यहाँ पे. Biopsy is done. This is the slide of the biopsy. My first question, what is your diagnosis? My second question, what is ENA and ANCA in this? Is it positive or negative? And third complication, what is one of the serious complication of this disease? So first tell me the diagnosis. So you all are right. Dhruvin, Yash, Mithila, Virendra, you all are right. Rutvi, the answer is giant cell arthritis or temporal arthritis. Yes, giant cell. How you have identified? Because I can see a giant cell here. Can you see a giant cell here, here, and here? I can see 3, 4, 5 giant cells. I have marked all of them. Can you see? Should I zoom it out? So this image is from Robbins. Can you see a giant cell? Typically multiple nuclei are there. So giant cell arthritis, typically giant cell is shown, and from the history, it is very clear from the history, patient is having some problem with the temporal artery. He is having temporal tenderness, headache here. He is having temporal artery bruise there. So this is very clear. This is very clear. It is very clear. Now what is ANCA and C-ANCA titer? ANCA and ANA titer. ANA is raised in SLE. It is not SLE. That's why ANA will be normal. And ANCA is elevated in small artery vasculitis. It is a large artery vasculitis. So ANCA is not associated. ANCA is also normal. So ANA and ANCA both are normal. Both are normal here. Done. And what is the one of the serious complication, because of which immediately we have to start the patient on steroid. Otherwise that complication will occur. One of the serious complication of this disease. Yes, what is it? What is it? Who will tell me one of the? Yes, you all are right. Very good. Rutvi, Anand, very good. It will lead to blindness. So temporal artery में से ही यहाँ पे निकलेगी तुम्हारी ophthalmic artery. If inflammation occurs in ophthalmic artery, patient will lead to permanent blindness. So blindness is the most deadly complication. Blindness, permanent blindness, patient will be blind from that eye. So to prevent it, start steroid as soon as possible. So this was this year NEET PG question. This year NEET PG. This year I am talking about. Done. So it is a giant cell arthritis, temporal arthritis. ESR is also raised. Done. ANA and ANCA are negative. They are normal. And ophthalmic arteries, if involved, it will lead to permanent blindness. So it is temporal arthritis. It is a type of large cell arthritis. You know this classification now. It is the most common type of arthritis, usually occurs in adults. It occurs in large arteries. Temporal artery is a large artery. So it occurs in temporal artery, or it can occur in any branch of extracranial branch of carotid artery. Apart from temporal artery, it can occur in ophthalmic artery also, which leads to blindness, and it can occur in vertebral artery also, which leads to arthritis. Done. Black dot is not seen there yet. Black dot I have marked there to show you the pathology. It is given in the exam that black dot is the pathology, so that you shouldn't search here and there. You should search near the black dot only. Done. So in all images I have given that black dot. So you should search the pathology near that dot only. So it is for your ease. Done. So that is the black dot. So you can see this is the temporal artery here. So patient will say typically pain here along the course of the artery. So you see that artery is thickened, and if you palpate here, you can feel a bruise there. It is a segmental involvement. It is not continuous. This is the artery. This portion is involved, then normal. This is involved, then normal. This is involved, then normal. So it is like segmental. And if you take it and take the biopsy, you will see multiple granulomas. You can see the giant cells. So this image can also come to your exam this year. So this is the image. Appreciate these giant cells. This is a giant cell. This is a giant cell. Say yes or no. So these are multiple giant cells shown by the arrow. See, multiple giant cell. It is giant cell arthritis. Patient will have what symptoms? Patient will have fever, fatigue, anorexia, typical headache over the temporal area. Jaw claudication can be there. Arthritis and blindness can develop as a complication because of involvement of vertebral and ophthalmic artery. Give me a thumbs up. Treatment is only one: steroids. Start the steroids immediately. Have you done? Done. Should I move to the last question? Last IBQ for today. This is the last very easy question. So this area, this is the ear of a child. Can you see? This is the earlobe, pinna, and behind it here on the skull here behind it, there is some red color lesion. Image देखती बता दो ना diagnosis. He's a child. Should I read the question? Okay, I will. Very easy question. It is very easy question. What is the diagnosis? At birth, he is a newborn. At birth, a newborn is developing a scalp lesion here. It is shown in the image. It rapidly enlarges for the next 3 months. Next 3 months, it is enlarging. So parents of the child got worried. They bring the child to me. I'm a pediatrician. Just suppose I'm a pediatrician and they're bringing the child to me that our child is having some lesion here. It is since birth and it is enlarging now. It is typical red color, deadly looking. At which point, after that, it stabilizes. It is not increasing after that. After the age of 3 years, it starts regressing itself without any treatment.
and it regressed to 0.5 centimeter by the age of 7. Almost disappeared after the age of 7. What is the diagnosis? What is your diagnosis? Typical diagnosis. What is your diagnosis? What is your diagnosis? Yes. No, it is not neurofibromatosis. Yes, it is angioma. It is strawberry angioma. It is strawberry hemangioma. It is strawberry angioma. Typically looking like a strawberry fruit. Come on. It is the most commonly asked image-based question. Very commonly asked. इसकी जगह कोई भी image दे देंगे. Typically strawberry जैसा दिखेगा. The typical strawberry angioma, hemangioma. It is a hemangioma. It occurs 1 in every 200 newborns. It is very common. And it is a benign lesion. Strawberry hemangioma looking like strawberry. Done. It is a benign tumor. It is most common vascular tumor. And what will happen? It is the capillary hemangioma looking like strawberry. Can you see? It can occur anywhere on the scalp, on the head neck region. And if you take the biopsy, this is the biopsy. If you see from above, you see this area is red because just beneath the skin, you can see a collection of multiple blood vessels. These are flattened endothelial blood vessels. Done. Two types of hemangiomas there. This one is capillary, and it can be cavernous also. Question can come on cavernous also. And the main thing here, it will regress by itself. By the age of 7, it will regress by itself. In 90% of the cases, no need to operate. So if you are a pediatrician, don't ask the parents to operate it, to get it operated. So calm down the parents, ask them to relax, and it will regress by its own. So it is typically strawberry hemangioma. Give me a thumbs up. Give me a thumbs up. Everyone give me a thumbs up. So that is the thing. So here I have to stop. My time is over. So today I have discussed many important IBQs from CVS. So let me announce my next class. Thank you very much. I really enjoyed teaching you. So tell me. So let me announce my next class. So daily I take 4 classes. One is that 9 to 10 a.m. in the morning. Second is 10:15 to 11:15 a.m. in the morning. These 2 classes are on YouTube. The third class 3 p.m. in the afternoon. The fourth class is 4:15. This is 4th class today. PM in the afternoon. These 2 classes on Unacademy special class. Done. So first class I teach micro every day. Tomorrow first class I will continue general micro. I have started general micro. I will continue general micro tomorrow. General micro. I will start with culture media, culture methods, sterilization, genetics, everything. Done. In the second class I will start with pharma. We have started pharma. I will continue pharmacokinetics tomorrow. Very important lecture of pharma tomorrow. I will continue with clearance, excretion, clearance, and half-life, many important numericals. At 3 p.m. daily I teach patho. So tomorrow I will continue with inflammation. Yes, I will continue with inflammation tomorrow. Done. So inflammation and inflammatory markers I will continue and finish it tomorrow. And at 4:15 daily I take IBQs. So today I have taken IBQs of CVS. Tomorrow you tell me on which system you want IBQs. You tell me your choice. I will conduct that. Whatever you say. So I'm giving you the option. I can take IBQs on respiratory system. I can take it on CNS. I can take it on male genital system. I can take it on female genital system. I can take it on renal system. I can take it on, say, breast, female breast. So whatever you say. One by one, we will take all. Don't worry. It is only the sequence you have to decide. So today we have, it is not complete CVS. CVS पे अभी और बहुत सारे, I am having IBQs more than 50 IBQs in each of these systems. I am having a good collection of them. So what you want? So you all are saying different. Say one thing now. You all say, if you say one thing, then I will come on that. So you want recipe? You want recipe. So most of you are saying recipe, I guess. So I will continue with recipe. Don't worry. After recipe, we will take CNS also, male, female genital also, renal also, breast also, everything in the next 7 days it is completed. Done. One episode. Then we will repeat episode if time allows. Done. Okay. So tomorrow recipe ke IBQs. So that is my schedule. So tomorrow, don't forget to join me 9 a.m. in the morning for micro class on YouTube. Links will be given to you on Telegram channels. Done. You know, you have to join the Telegram channel. Let's crack NEET PG. If you have any suggestions for modification in this method of teaching, you can always tell me. Your feedback is really very important for me. Don't forget to give your feedback to me, please. So I really enjoyed teaching you. Just a second. Don't forget to follow my profile link on Unacademy. Search my name, Dr. Priyanka Sachdev. You will get my profile link. You have to follow it. You will get all my previous lectures there. And the Telegram channel, sort of the name of the Telegram channel is Let's Crack NEET PG. Join this Telegram channel and search my name. I'm there, available there by MadLive by Dr. Priyanka. I'm available by this name on the Telegram channel, MadLive by Dr. Priyanka. You can tag me on the channel and ask any of your study related doubts. I will solve it. Done. And you can use my code SachDev10 to unlock the free classes. Done. Okay, you know we have two types of subscriptions on the paid platform, Plus subscription and Iconic subscription. In Plus subscription, you get access only for Unacademy live and recorded lectures. In Iconic, you will get, and along with Unacademy, prepared and recorded lectures also. A limited offer is going on, which will last today, only today, this offer. So these are the original prices after 10% discount on the subscriptions. We are giving you more than 10% discount. We are giving you these prices only for today, not from tomorrow. From tomorrow, you will again get only 10% discount. For getting these prices, use my code SachDev10. If you are about to take subscription, take it today only. You will be in advantage. You will be in advantage. There is 12 month, 18 month, 24 month, 36 month, and 48 month subscription. You can go for 12 month if you wish. It will cost you only 38,000, and that also you can convert it in monthly installments. Done. So that you have to do. We have a very effective question bank containing more than 25,000 questions there. Done. And we are really proud of our star learners, those who have cracked the exam previously last year. Done. And these are the other batches available on the Plus platform. Next 2022 focus batch FMG for 2021, clinical examination procedure batch, INICT 2021 batch. So you can take the advantage of all these batches if you take the subscription. Last two offers for you. If you take a subscription for 12 months, you will get 2 months additional. If you take a subscription for 24 months, you will get 4 months additional. And these are the prices of Plus and Iconic subscriptions available on the platform. You can convert it into monthly installments also. Whatever subscription you are planning to take, if you use the code SachDev10, you will get 10% discount before payment. So never forget the code. So see you all in the next class. The code is same for free class also, for paid discount also. If you are taking a subscription, you want a discount, the code is same. If you are a new user, you want to use Unacademy app, your friend, your colleague want to use, they want to unlock my free classes, the code is same. So code is same for free as well as paid. For free, this one, for watching free classes only, and for getting discount on the paid one, this is the code. See you all in the next class tomorrow morning 9 a.m. micro on YouTube. Don't dare to miss it. Don't dare to miss it. See you. Bye bye. Study hard. Study hard. Don't get relaxed. Study hard. Only few days are remaining. Today is 16th of September. You are having 12th of December. You are having your exam. So almost how many days? Nearly 85 days. You are left with 80 or 85 days. Make a counter of 70 days. Last 15 days relax होने के लिए छोड़ दो. Make a counter of 70 days. 70, 69, 68, 67. So you have to finish your 19 subjects in these 70 days. So make your schedule and be stick on that. Be stick on that. Schedule तो हम सब बनाते हैं, लेकिन 2 दिन में वो कहीं और चला जाता है, हम कहीं और चले जाते हैं. It should not happen. You have to stick on your schedule if you want to get selected this time only. This time means this time. Done? Okay. See you. Bye bye.